This is the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I am Jonathan.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we got a couple new things to talk about in Funko Focus, and the new Collector Corp box for Marvel. The theme just got released, and then Rose has some Funkoween that we're going to talk about. Nothing new for Blu-rays, just a lot of older movies or re-releases.
Yep.
And then for our Through the Wall segment, we're both going to be talking about the Eternals trailer. And then for this week's headliner, we will be breaking down Promising Young Woman. It's going to be freaking epic.
Hell yes.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it.
Every day, we're surrounded by media. Books, movies, art, music, games, apps, podcasts, etc., etc. With this constant bombardment, it's easy to miss great media gems in the chaos. But fret not, you've come to the right place, my friend. I'm Jason, and I love media. I invite you to check out the Mixed Media Forest podcast, the podcast where I trudge through the forests of media to find hidden gems for you, the listener. Every episode of Mixed Media Forest is chock full of fun, reviews, nostalgia, positivity, news, rants, stories, and recommendations about all things media. Again, that's the Mixed Media Forest podcast, created on Anchor Podcasting app and available everywhere fine podcasts can be found. Give it a listen. It's what all the cool kids are doing.
Alrighty, first up in Funko Focus. I'll talk about mine first just because there's not a whole lot to say about it. So the Marvel Collector Corp box, which is available on Amazon, if you guys want to go get it. The newest theme is What If, and I'm super excited. It looks like it's going to be based off the show, not like some comic, because it has like the same logo for the show and everything.
I just don't know which figures I would actually want them to do. Probably Peggy Hill as Captain America. I feel you definitely gotta do that one.
That's the one I'm hoping gets released from this.
And then I'll bet you they do T'Challa as Star-Lord. That's probably another one that they'll do.
Yeah, well, that's the only two that I can think of that would be drastically different. Like we have, I don't even know. Actually, there was a few leaked images released for the What If series, like concept arts, and I'm wondering if they're going to go based off any of those. So, did you see them?
I did not.
So they had a dark Doctor Strange. They also had a Gamora in Thanos armor.
Okay, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, and then they had a Party Thor, or what they're calling Party Thor, and then T'Challa, Star-Lord, and then Peggy. And then there was one other, I forget which one, but I'm hoping the number one figure that I want is Peggy or Captain Peggy.
That's absolutely fair.
And then I would rather have Thanos armor Gamora than T'Challa Star-Lord.
Fair enough. I can understand that.
Yeah, but I think this is the, I want to say July box that's coming out. There should be a box coming out this month, or it should have come out already, I think, or it's getting shipped out in June. In that case, that the box would be for or the What If box would be for August. The most recent box that's been released has been the Year of the Shield, and that one comes with a comic book accurate Nomad, Steve Rogers Nomad,
Okay.
and a World War II Captain America.
Are you still subscribed to the Marvel box?
I am not sure. So I got the Deadpool box,
Yeah.
but I didn't want the Deadpool box.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm still subscribed or not.
Okay.
I kind of hope I am, because I told Brielle, I'm like, okay, the next two, or the next box at least, is one that I want, so don't do anything. So I don't know if what they're doing.
Okay.
So I'm hoping I get that box, because those are two, or at least the World War II Captain America I want. I'm probably going to get rid of the Nomad, just because I don't really care for the Nomad.
No, I get you.
But yeah, if I would definitely keep Captain Peggy, and I'd be on the fence with keeping the second one, depending on what it is.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. But that's all I got to say on that. So if you guys like those Collector Corp boxes, this is your best opportunity to get one that is probably going to end up being pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've never owned a Collector Corp box, so I don't know. I mean, they're cool. I don't know. To me, I wouldn't spend the money on it. I don't mean that in a mean way.
No, I
not
absolutely understand that.
So,
anyway, Rose, what is your Funko Focus this week?
my Funko Focus has to do with a serial killer, everybody. That's a great way to lead into it, isn't it?
Yep.
So, for one of the Funkoween announcements that Funko has done, they announced a shit ton of Michael Myers pops. And of course, even though I'm out of the game, I got to talk about these bitches. So first up, because Funko loves me so much, they're doing a 10-inch Michael Myers, one that is just regular, and then one that is bloodied. The bloodied one is going to be a specialty series, so you can find it at like comic book shops and stuff like that. But then just the regular one is going to be a common. And then they are doing one where it's just him standing with the knife to his. He's kind of like, I don't know. The knife is to his side, but instead of it like being like flipped over, like the blade is out in front of him. I'm really doing a horrible way of explaining this. But just like the 10-inch one, the bloodied one is an exclusive, and that is an Amazon exclusive. And then they'll be doing actually a restock of the previous bloodied Michael Myers, which was the FYE exclusive one. I don't know when that restock's happening, but it says that they're going to be doing a restock of that. I told Caleb that I might have to cave and get a 10-inch Michael Myers just because, it's Michael Myers.
That's just the worst, isn't it?
It is. What I find interesting, I don't know, maybe it's just because I feel Michael Myers is really hard to do as a Funko Pop. I mean, I feel that they're doing the best that they can, but it's still not perfect in my eyes. And it's just because the big black eyes do not work for Michael. Like, I know, like, they say, like, oh, he had the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. But, like, like they say, oh, yeah, this is from the original Halloween. No, these, at least the 10-inch ones still look like they're from Halloween H2O, considering that's the one where you can see Michael's eyes the most.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like you could make the improvement if you wanted to take it out of box, but I know how you're super stingy about that.
Oh, I'm taking a 10-inch Michael Myers out of box. He's coming out.
So if you take it out of box, you could just paint the eyes.
That's a very good point. It wouldn't be that hard.
No, it wouldn't. And I don't think, like, if you painted everything, I don't think it would, the eyes would stick out too much. Personally, I would probably go in and try and, like, sand it down, sand it smooth, and then paint it.
Okay.
But again, you run the risk of over sanding and possibly effing up the figure.
Yeah, which frightens me.
Yeah, so I think you could definitely get away with just doing the paint if you wanted to.
Okay. I find it interesting. I don't know if you noticed, with these two different sets of Michael Myers pops, the one that isn't like the 10-inch one, his eyebrows are a lot more dominant, and his hair is longer.
I did notice that. I was trying to figure out what was different about him, but yeah, that was one thing that stood out to me too.
Which is not like that's kind of why I like the 10-inch ones better, because like it's kind of just like a blank face, which is how Michael Myers should be. I don't know, the eyebrows should never be that dominant on a Myers mask.
Yeah, well, it's Funko at the same time, so you can't really ask for too much.
Good point. You got a good point there. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm spending $30. Can't I ask for at least a decent amount?
Apparently not when it comes to Funko.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
That is some straight up bullshit.
But yeah, that's really all I have to say. They're cool. The 10-inch ones I feel are a lot cooler just because they actually, I feel, look like Michael Myers more. But that's just me. So yeah, I will probably be coming out of the Funko game just for this one pop because I need me a 10-inch Michael Myers. I don't know if I want to get the bloody one though.
They keep pulling me back in.
Exactly. The question is though, do I want the bloody one or just the regular one?
I am going to scour every comic book shop that I can find out here to get you the bloodied one.
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
And worst case scenario, worst case scenario, I don't find it and you still end up getting the other 10-inch.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, you get both of them and you have two Michael Myers 10-inch figures.
Fair enough. Then we all win in each scenario.
Yep. Exactly.
I like it.
Oh. Anyway, I think that's all we got in Funko Focus, unless you have anything else to add.
Nope. No, I got nothing.
Cool. All right, moving on over to Through the Wall. We finally have an official trailer for The Eternals. And this looks like it's going to be so cool.
It honestly does. I did not think that I was going to be on board with the Eternals. I thought it would take a little bit more convincing, but yeah, considering this is just the teaser trailer, I'm already sold. I'm stoked for this movie. I love that. Literally, if you go to every single like YouTube channel this trailer is posted on, the number one comment is Thanos wiped out half the universe, and these people are just now showing up. Where the hell were they?
Dude, straight up. Like, I was wondering, what the hell? Like, are they talking about, like, oh, we've never interfered and now it's time? Like, bitch, you're a day late and $1 short.
Well, my question is, when does the... Wait, no, never mind. I can't say, because I was going to say, wait, when does this take place? But no, one of them actually asked, so now that Tony and Cap are gone, who's going to lead the Avengers? So never mind. Yeah, they have no excuse.
Yeah. Dude, what throws me off a little bit, why did that, or so, I think that character's name is Sprite. Why?
Yes. Yep.
Why did she call him Captain Rogers? like that just seemed like an odd combination. Like we've heard Cap, we've heard Captain America, we've heard Steve Rogers, whatever. I've like very, very rarely did we ever hear Captain Rogers.
The last time I remember hearing Captain Rogers is when Vision said it in Civil War.
Did he?
Yeah, I remember when they're at the airport and he draws the line with his the stone.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's the last time I remember anyone using Captain Rogers.
Yeah, it just seems so formal. Like, at least for someone, like, outside of the Avengers.
Yeah. Well, I guess that confirms Sprite is the most... What was the word you used?
Formal?
She's the most formal of the Eternals. There you go.
Yeah, it just seemed like an odd way of saying it to me.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, like not saying I hated it or anything. It was just odd, and I liked that everyone was freaking given what's his name? Not Icarus. Is it Icarus? I'm pretty sure it's Icarus.
I gotta bring up all these characters because like there's so many. They got some interesting names. Like let's face it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, I want to say it's Icarus.
I think you're right. Was that Richard Madden?
Yes.
Yep, yeah, that was Icarus.
Yeah, so he was saying that he was going to lead the Avengers, and so he, from what I've read, like I don't know too much about the Eternals, but I did read like a brief summary on the character. Someone posted a tweet about it, and it was like super helpful. But Icarus is kind of the unofficial leader of the Eternals.
Oh, I thought it would have been Salma Hayek's character. That was the...
She's more of, like, again, this is just from what I read. Like, I could be absolutely wrong with this. But from what I read, she's more of their spiritual guide.
Okay.
And their healer.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm so excited because it's just like I know nothing about these characters. The only thing about this trailer, as a Marvel fan, I'm so excited just because new characters. I'm afraid that with this new property, I'm not 100% certain that this was the best trailer to release.
That's fair, considering it hardly gives you anything.
Yeah,
it doesn't explain anything.
Like, if you didn't even see Marvel, like, it'd be hard to, like, even associate this with the MCU.
It's true. That's a very good point.
And I don't know whose fault that is, but... yeah, it's just like the common person I don't think knows too much about the Eternals or understands why they should give a shit about the Eternals. It's just like, oh, these randos that just suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I hope they do some explanation because the Eternals are kind of, I think from what they said, is like the cousin of Thanos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think, let me see, like, I'm going to look it up real quick. Oh, okay. So Thanos is a son of an Eternal.
Which one?
Not any of these ones. So the Eternals is like a race.
Oh, okay.
Distant cousin of the Eternals. The ones that are going to be in here.
Okay.
So, yeah, so Thanos has eternal DNA. Just from what I'm reading here.
Interesting.
I'm looking up some other things, sorry.
No, you're good, man.
Super sidetracked. So someone was explained why they didn't help during like all this shit. So it was a fan that explained it. They said that in the trailer, most of what they showed were flashbacks. So pre Thanos times, I'll say.
Okay.
And in the present day, the Eternals don't remember their gods. They get awakened in this movie when a deviant threatens Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently they go into like a long sleep.
Okay, interesting.
Here, I'm going to go to the quick page. Oh, never mind. Nothing about this is going to be quick. Yeah, that's a long-ass article. Never mind. We would be doing a deep dive for a really long time.
Oh man.
So,
Well, when we get like a second trailer, maybe we'll do a deeper dive, and one of us will actually read that.
yeah. Maybe we'll do like a pre-Eternals breakdown.
I'm down. This is supposed to come out in November, right?
Good question. November 5th, 2021.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be freaking awesome. So excited. And the tone of this feels so different from any of the other Marvel films.
Which I actually really, really appreciate.
I do too. Like, I love, like, all of this stuff that we've seen. It feels like they're taking this property very seriously.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And as a fan, I appreciate the hell out of that. I don't like when they try and make different properties like a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, me either.
Like, honestly, I feel like the only one that they've even kind of done that with, but they did it with such... with kind of like a heavy hand of Marvel being like, hey, don't ruin this, was Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ant-Man, I feel, could have been a little bit campy, but it worked because of who they made the character out to be. With this feels very, like, big and dramatic.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's going to be very funny.
Which I feel definitely works in the Eternals' favor.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like we're gonna get a lot of shit in this. Like, we're gonna be introduced to the Eternals. We're gonna be introduced to the Black Knight. That's gonna be freaking awesome.
That is gonna be super dope.
Yeah, I hope we get to see, like, because this is something that travels through time. This is supposed to travel through 1,000 years. And I'm hoping that we get, like, different iterations of the Black Knight. That'd be freaking awesome. But I don't know too much about the Black Knight either. So.
I mean, I know jack shit, so you know more than me.
Yeah. So. Anyway, 1 out of 10 with this. What are you thinking?
I'm solid 9.
I am too. I might be a little bit lower. I might be in an 8.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm really excited for the new property. It's just the only thing that I'm even a little hesitant about is we don't know who these characters are.
Yeah.
And I feel like just based off this trailer alone, I think they could have done a little bit better of an introduction.
Okay, in your opinion, are you more so excited for this or Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi.
Oh, you bastard. I'm more excited for Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm the opposite. I'm more excited for Eternals.
I'm excited for Shang-Chi just because I want Marvel, like, this is the perfect movie for Marvel to fix their biggest issue that I have with their movies, and that's choppy fight scenes.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
if they can do a solid kung fu movie, that's it. Like, it's just from that point on, I'm going to be like, Marvel, you have no excuse.
Yeah. You got a good point there.
So I think this whole thing is just going to be more of an accountability thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, have you seen that Rick and Morty episode, the show us what you got?
I have not.
For those listeners that understand what I'm talking about, like, you get it. But I'm pretty excited. I'm super pumped to see a new property.
Yeah, you and me both.
Anyway, anything else you want to add?
No. I think that's it.
Alrighty. Well, with that, I believe we can move on to this week's headliner, where we break down the Oscar winning movie?
Yep. Oscar winning.
Yes. The Oscar-winning movie, Promising Young Woman. Alrighty, Promising Young Woman. Unfortunately, we did not post a question of the week this week. I've actually
I don't really know. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I don't know what you really could post with this movie.
I know. That was something
really
I
hard
struggled with a lot.
Because you don't want to step on anybody's toes here.
Yeah, because it's just like, hey,
go overboard.
Share a story where you were a misogynist. Or just something like that. It's just, no. Like, I think we'll just leave it at breaking this movie down.
Yep.
It's hard to do with these more seriously themed movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else to do other than just be like, hey, did you like it?
It's really all you can do, honestly.
Yeah. But I've also been experimenting with some different apps, so maybe we can get some like automatic posting done, just because I like to sit and get everything done in like one hit.
Yeah.
So if I can get the posting like programmed in, and just so I can like get everything done, because it's like, for one, I don't have service at my job anymore, so it's super hard to post anything.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah. Like, I have enough of a connection to play music on Spotify.
Yeah.
But that's it.
You don't have you don't download music on Spotify?
No. I keep everything, like, I have a lot of my music cached.
Oh, okay.
So I can play it when I'm not online. Kind of. Just depends on the day.
Okay.
But I have enough of a connection to play like different playlists or whatever. It's just really slow when it changes songs.
That sucks.
Yeah. But it also sucks because I'm being trained right now, so I can't because what I'm wanting to do is way back when we went to go see Venom, we had enough points to buy something on the Cinemark app, and we got a Bluetooth water bottle.
Okay.
And so I want to bring because the Bluetooth speaker is in the water bottle lid.
That's awesome.
So I want to bring the lid to work with me, because the speaker is actually pretty baller.
Shit.
But I'm trying to see if I can do it at work. because I do get left alone enough when I'm given a big job to listen to stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not quite there yet, so I'm hope with a little bit more time I can make that happen.
You don't like? Do you have like wireless earbuds at all?
I do, but we're not allowed to wear them.
That's gay.
Yeah, freaking stupid. Yeah, we have like ear protectors that we have to wear, and I'm like, okay, what about my earbuds? They're noise canceling, and they're just like, yeah, no, they don't like those. And I'm like, that's stupid. But I've seen other people wear stuff, and I'm like, that's bullshit.
That is extreme bullshit.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find a workaround right now because I'm so freaking behind on my podcasts. It's not even funny. Like, I've listened to Untrained Eye and I've listened to Crash and Taz's Movie Cellar, and then I've caught like bits and pieces of other podcasts I listen to. Like, I have so many unfinished.
Shit.
The only ones I've been able to finish are those two, and that it sucks because I listen to them in the mornings when I'm driving to work and on my way back home.
Okay.
Both trips are about 25 minutes, but since their episodes are like way longer than that,
takes you a couple days.
No, I started listening to them at the 1.5 speed.
Oh, okay.
And so like an hour episode becomes like 45 minutes.
Okay.
And so yeah, it still takes me a couple days to finish it because like with Vic, and Untrained Eye, their episodes are like hour and a half. And so I'm like, I need to knock these down because I can't spend like 4 days listening to this show. Like, because it feels so bad because I'll hear a joke on like I'll start I'm just going to use Untrained Eye as an example. I'll hear a joke about something on Tuesdays, and then another joke on like Thursday when I'm wrapping the episode up, and I'm like, oh, that thing was really funny from Tuesday. Or I'll just completely forget the joke altogether, and I'm like, wait, what the hell are they talking about? And then I'll be like, it'll click while I'm at work and be like, oh, they were referencing this. It was a callback.
Oh. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but it sucks. And I want to listen to my podcast at a normal speed by myself, but I'm working on it.
Oh, I hope you can get it going.
Yeah. Anyway, Promising Young Woman breakdown. This one was not originally... Do what?
I thought it was turning into your work breakdown.
Yeah, I know, right? So this movie was recommended to us that we watch from Failing Hollywood. So yeah, this wasn't originally on our list of movies. It actually, I think it was earlier this month, but we realized, oh, we can't watch it this month because it wasn't on streaming and blah, 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 blah. So we did Ray instead, and like, you know the story. But anyway, we rented it, watched it, loved it. And you guys are about to find out just how much we loved it.
Yeah.
So, if you are new to our magical breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. Everything is out of 100 except music and costumes, which is just a 1 out of 10 scale. So yeah. So if you've not seen Promising Young Woman, definitely
get
go
your
check
ass
it out.
and watch it, or get your ass to Either stream it, rent it from Redbox, or go out and buy it.
Yes, it is fantastic film. Highly recommend it. So without further ado, Rose is about to spoil the entire thing for you. So you've been warned, and anything past this point is your fault.
Yep. Alright, so Cassie Thomas, a 30-year-old medical school dropout, lives with her parents and works at a coffee shop. Years earlier, her classmate, Al Monroe, raped her best friend and fellow classmate, Nina Fisher, leading to Nina's implied suicide. There was no investigation by the school or consequences from the legal system. Now, Cassie spends her nights feigning drunkenness in clubs and bars, allowing men to take her to their homes and revealing her sobriety when they try to take advantage of her. Cassie goes on a date with another former classmate, Ryan Cooper, who mentions Al is getting married. She begins a plan to exact revenge on Al and others who were responsible for him getting away with the rape. She meets another former classmate and friend, Madison McPhee, who continues to deny Nina was raped. Cassie gets Madison drunk and hires a man to take Madison to a hotel room. With no memory of what happened, Madison leaves several distraught voicemails for Cassie, who does not answer them. Cassie next targets Elizabeth Walker, the medical school dean who dismissed Nina's case for lack of evidence. Cassie lures her teenage daughter Amber into her car by posing as a makeup artist for a popular band. Later, she meets Walker under the pretense of resuming her education and questions her about Nina's case. When Walker explains away her actions, Cassie tells her she dropped Amber off at a dorm room with drunk male students. A terrified Walker apologizes for her inaction, and Cassie reveals Amber is safe at a diner. Cassie forgets to meet Ryan for a date, disappointing him. That night, Cassie again lures a man into taking her home. As they are walking out of the bar, they run into Ryan, who, not knowing what's truly happening, is hurt. Cassie visits Jordan Green, Al's lawyer, who harassed Nina into dropping the charges. Green is remorseful on leave from practicing law after a nervous breakdown, and Cassie forgives him. After visiting Nina's mother, who urges her to move on, Cassie abandons her revenge plans. She also apologizes to Ryan, and they fall in love. Madison confronts Cassie outside her house, desperate to know what happened after their lunch. Cassie reassures her that nothing happened. Madison gives her an old phone containing a video of Nina's rape before warning her to never contact her again. Watching it, Cassie sees Ryan as a bystander. She confronts him and threatens to release the video unless he tells her where Al's bachelor party is being held. Ryan tells her and begs her for forgiveness, but Cassie refuses. Cassie arrives at Al's bachelor party posing as a stripper. She drugs Al's friends and takes Al upstairs. She handcuffs him to a bed and eventually reveals her identity. As she starts carving Nina onto Al's abdomen, he breaks free and suffocates her with a pillow. The next morning, Al's best friend Joe helps him burn Cassie's body. Her parents file a missing persons report, and the police begin to investigate. Ryan tells them Cassie was mentally disturbed and does not tell them she was going to the bachelor party. At Al's wedding, Ryan receives several scheduled texts from Cassie. Green is shown receiving a package from Cassie with the phone with the video of Nina's rape and instructions to follow if she does not return from the bachelor party. Gail, Cassie's manager and friend, finds a half-heart-shaped necklace with Cassie's name under the cash register. Under the cash register where Cassie was wearing the matching half with Nina's name when she was killed. The police are shown discovering her burnt remains and the necklace and arrest Al for the murder during his wedding reception as Ryan receives a final text from Cassie signed with her and Nina's names.
Dude, this movie was epic.
It was so good. There's a reason this movie won for Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars.
This got gypped for Best Picture.
It did. Honestly, it really did.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen all of the other movies or all the other nominations for Best Picture yet, but out of the two that we've seen between Nomadland and Promising Young Woman, this should have taken it by a long margin.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I actually really liked Nomadland, but I liked this movie a lot more.
Yeah. It was,
I mean, okay, Caleb liked Nomadland. I just liked it a little more. That sounded mean.
Yeah. I feel like critically I was a little bit harsher on Nomadland, and I tried being tough on this movie too. But
Yeah.
as like the scores will show, you can only be so tough on it. At least from my perspective, it's just everything was just so well done. But starting off in story, we ended up giving this a 94.5.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was just barely shy of 95, and it is such a well put together story. I love like how in this, like as the movie progresses, they give you like little nuggets of information that you want to know, and then answer it just a little ways down the road in such a sneaky way. Not even sneaky, it's just a natural way.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel like this movie had any exposition.
That's a very good point.
And I love that. I absolutely love that. It treated me like an adult. Didn't, like, walk me through what the hell was happening. But, oh, so good. It's just like, oh, so, like, in the opening, she is... she takes out this little notebook that she has, adds a tally, writes a name, and then puts it back up. You don't know what that's for until a few scenes later.
Yes.
When you see, like, her do the tally name and everything. And she had a shit ton of tallies.
Is it just me, or after, she dealt with the first guy, I thought this was turning into a she kills these guys.
Honestly, that's what I thought too.
Okay, because yeah, there's like straight up blood on her shirt as she's walking away from this guy's house, and I'm just like, okay, so it's turning into this. Okay.
No, it wasn't blood. It was jelly.
You know what? Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, like you see her eating her, like, the donut.
Oh, yeah, duh. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was just like, oh my gosh, she freaking bushwhacked that dude.
I mean, guy deserved it.
Absolutely.
Piece of shit.
But it's just... It was so good. It's just so... And even the little things that weren't necessarily part of the story, but just kind of, like, drove home the message. Like, when she's... Like, in that scene that we're talking about, she's walking down the street barefoot, and she's getting catcalled.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets pissed off and just, like, stares at the guys, and they're just like, stop staring.
Can't you take a joke? Well, can you just not be a frickin' pig?
And they're just like, F you. Like, she didn't say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
I feel this movie just shows you how much our gender sucks. There are some rare, good ones out there. I promise Caleb and I are definitely two of them. But there are men that truly suck in this world.
Yeah. And I think what's tough, or not tough, okay, yeah, it is. It's a tough pill to swallow. I think we all know guys like the ones that we've seen this.
Yeah, we do.
I know damn well that I work now with people that I wouldn't trust a drunk woman around.
I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
No, it's rough knowing that this is a reality in the world,
Yeah.
and like just seeing this, it didn't it didn't give me the warm fuzzies, but I think that was intentional.
Oh, yeah. No, I absolutely agree. It was.
I think that there was a major statement on how the world is today when it does come to sexual assault reporting and all of that. There is something to be said about all of that in this film.
Mm-hmm.
All good messages. And I don't think... I mean, you could say that they were just kind of driving their point home a little too hard at times. But
That's fair.
It was just also in a realistic fashion, so it didn't feel like so heavy-handed all the time. There were just times where it felt a little heavier than others.
No, I agree with that.
But yeah, it's like I loved this story from beginning to end.
I did too. My question is though, did you think that her and I forget his name, Bo Burnham's character were going to end up together? Did you see that twist coming?
Oh my gosh, no, I did not.
Yeah. I was like, no, you piece of shit. Why?
Yeah, but it's just his defense too about it. Him saying like, I didn't do anything, like I didn't do this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
or we were younger. We were kids back then. And
yeah.
It's like, are you freaking kidding me, dude?
With shit like that though, there is no excuse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regardless of age. And yeah, once that like I heard his voice, I was just like, oh no. And I can you could see the devastation in her eyes.
Oh yeah.
Like that, and we'll talk about that in a second, but that is just a testament to how amazing of an actress Carey Mulligan is.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we'll get into this. We'll get into it in a minute. But gosh, she did so good. And I love like the lessons that she was trying to teach people. And so she had like this list of people that she felt contributed to was it Nina?
Yes.
To Nina's case and eventual suicide. I'm assuming it's a suicide.
Yeah, so they never actually come out and say that she killed herself, but it is implied.
Yeah, it is heavily implied. But I forgot what I was going to say. I appreciated that they didn't, like I said, like no exposition dumps on us. It treated us like adults. It did all of this, and so that was not what I was talking about. What the? I was talking about the people that Cassie felt contributed to Nina's suicide.
Oh,
she gave everyone an opportunity to see if they've grown, if they've learned. And most of them didn't.
Nope. Not one bit.
Yeah, so the first one that she runs into, Madison, she learns that she just had twins, and they go out to dinner, and she starts like asking these leading questions about like, oh, have your thoughts on what happened changed? Like, who do you feel is in the wrong? And they're just like, oh, we were just stupid kids, blah 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 blah, like just giving bullshit excuses for something awful. And Cassie freaking like gives it to her.
Yeah.
and like gets her. Honestly, I thought she did some sketchier shit than what she actually ended up doing.
I thought the same as well.
They got, or she got Madison, like, just completely trashed, and then hired some dude to take her to a hotel room and basically make her think that shit went on between them. But it didn't.
Yeah.
And that just made me very uneasy.
Yeah, same here, buddy.
This movie was accurately described as a comedic suspense film.
Oh, I didn't know it was described like that.
That's what it said on Vudu. It said comedy/suspense. And I'm like, nailed it.
Yeah, they honestly did.
But yeah, so so it was kind of like that lesson that she taught. She went to, who was it after? Was it the dean after?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, so she went to the dean and then made her think that her daughter was in trouble or in this situation. And dude, when she's just like, oh, she's in the exact same room that Nina was in. I'm just like, oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, are you shitting me? Because the dean, like, she's, like, admitted, like, the dean didn't remember any of that stuff. Because she's like, oh, we get, like, 1 or 2 of those a week. I'm like, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, it's shit like that. Makes me think I could not be in charge of people.
Yeah.
I would be so quick to ruin someone's life. Which, I mean, might not be the worst thing. But also, I think I'd be just a little too quick. Like, I don't know. Being in that, like, talking about, like, being in that kind of position is a completely different issue. But, oh my gosh. The way that she handled this. So, like, I think what you said in the synopsis, she just tricked the teenager to go to a quote unquote set and wait for her favorite band.
Yeah, it was like a diner down the street or some shit like that.
Yeah, and so it scared the ever living bejesus out of the dean. And it's hard that, like, she makes, like, good points throughout all that. She's just like, oh, it's different now that it's someone you love.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
damn.
Yeah, like,
you're not wrong. Like,
yeah, that's the sad part about it too. She's not.
Yeah.
It's sad. I wish the world wasn't like this. Like,
me both.
I wish this was more fantasy than anything. This whole movie.
Yeah. It's really sad how true this shit is.
Yeah, but I think the commentary that they had and the way that they told the story, it's so good. So good. Eventually when they got to the lawyer, the one that was kind of like bullying her, or that bullied Nina into dropping the case, that I felt kind of took us for a turn as much as it did Cassie.
Yeah, no, I was not expecting that. I mean, I can't believe that was Alfred Molina, wasn't it?
Yep. He looks good.
Yeah, he looks really good for his age.
Dude, I don't know what I saw him in, but I thought, like, in that movie he looked like shit. I'm like, he does not look very good, and in this he looks amazing. But that is completely besides the point. Yeah, so he plays a lawyer, and the lawyer is the only one that like remembers Nina and what he did, and actually feels like some level of remorse. And it was just, it took Cassie off guard, because I doubt she was expecting that. And the way that he welcomed her into his home, he's just like she's just like, oh, it was super easy to get your phone number or your address. And he told him, he's just like, I told the lady at the desk to just give it out to whoever came asking for it. And you could tell, like, all these little things just kind of were just like, okay.
Yeah.
And then he broke down, and he's just like, I am so sorry for what I did. And he's like, we got bonuses. Like, he's not really making excuse, just more explaining what his reasonings were for doing everything. He wasn't saying like, oh, I did this horrible thing because of this or that. He's just like, you have to he's like, you have to understand, I like money, and they were offering money for me to do these awful things to people. And at least to me, I mean, I'm sure to someone you could definitely make the argument that it was just him making excuses. But to me, it felt very genuine, explaining where he was coming from, his thought process, and, like I said, expressing his sincerest apologies about it.
No, I absolutely agree.
And loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I want to know what the hell she was planning on making that guy do.
Yeah, for real though.
He gave off some real Hitman vibes.
Yeah. Dude, when I saw him, I thought like I didn't know who he was at first, but yeah, when she walks up to him, he's just like, "So do I go in now?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh my god, what were you going to do to him, Cassie? Jeez."
Well, you heard, like, she's just like, he asked her, like, "Are you going to hurt me?" And she said, "I should."
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I thought like she meant by herself, not that she hired a hitman.
Yeah, I know, right? But out of all of these people, like, I appreciated that interaction the most, because it you could tell that she was a little pissed off at the situation, but I think she just wanted to hurt someone.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was just kind of the mind space she was in. But getting that sincere apology and all of that stuff from him, I think, and letting him express how he's changed over the past, 7 years?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, like, seeing how expressing how he changed, and, like, being understanding to that. I appreciated the hell out of that whole interaction.
As did I.
Because it shows she's not out to hurt people. She's out to make sure people have learned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's more education
yeah.
than like revenge. And when the other three people were like, oh, we were just kids, coming up with an excuse for what they did and not taking that personal responsibility for whatever action they may have played, that pissed her off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then the final shot or scenes where she went to approached the guy that actually attacked her friend, that I don't know if I saw that coming, like her dying.
I didn't either. I was just like, oh my god, are they really actually going to kill her off?
I know, right?
Like, holy shit.
That was wild.
I mean, kudos to the writers, because, yeah, that definitely took me by surprise. I did not expect that.
Oh, that was so good. And I love that she had like that contingency plan just in case things like went sideways or didn't go her way, or like she said, like she doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Like it was just so smart. And then what kind of set me off to like her, well actually this was before, when he would what was her boyfriend's name? Ryan. When Ryan was talking to that detective, and the detective was saying like, hey, did she have anything going on, like this trauma, like it seemed like she was unstable, like would she want to hurt herself? I'm like, and when he's saying like, yeah, like that could very well be a possibility, I'm like, did she get killed on purpose? Because she had all of those things set in place if she did.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, so you gotta think, did she go there with the intention of dying?
And she might have. That's crazy to think about.
It is crazy to think about. Like, I want to know what would have happened had she not died.
Yeah, honestly,
Like,
it'd be
was
an
she just
entirely
gonna
different ending.
Would she have just, like, carved Nina's name into that dude?
Can we get an alternate cut? Can we get an alternate ending?
I know, right? But every story that they told was just so well done. And the whole movie keeps you engaged the entire time. There are very, very few pacing issues that I felt in there.
I had none, honestly.
Yeah, so like we said, story's pretty high, sitting at a 94.5. Moving on over to writing. Writing ended up scoring a 91.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. And honestly, the only reason it dropped down that much for me, because let's see, what did I end up giving it? Oh, I gave it a 90. You gave it a 92. I think the only thing that dropped it for me a little bit was the opening. When she goes home with that one guy, and he says like, "Oh, sorry about my friends, they're assholes." I'm like, that's the only thing that I caught in the dialogue that I didn't like, because she didn't interact with his friends.
That's a good point. Literally, yeah, it's just them like talking about, oh my gosh, she's totally, or like, she is so drunk. I don't know why she got that drunk. How is she gonna get home? And just, yeah.
Yeah, like it just
Like,
odd.
Oh, sorry, go.
It was
Yeah.
like almost like they didn't mean to cut that or put that in there.
Yeah, because like literally, she's kind of just like pretending she's drunk, sitting on a bench, and then they're like far off in the background by the bar talking about this stuff. So yeah, she never has any interactions with his friends.
Yeah. So it's just, like I think all you would have had to do is just show an interaction.
Yeah, and then we would have been golden.
Yeah. So that was the only issue that I had with writing.
Honestly, thinking about it, yeah, that's probably the only one I have too.
Yeah, everything
writing
else was
is
just
amazing.
like little nitpicks, just
Yeah,
maybe some comments, and just minor ones. But overall, the writing was very strong.
Yes, yeah. The whoever wrote all the dialogue for Cassie, like, kudos to you, because you did an amazing job. Like, holy shit. Like, I can't get over how amazing the writing is in this film.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, that honestly, that's all I really have to say about writing.
Yeah, because no, everything else is really, really strong.
Yeah, so this was, like I said, it was supposed to be a comedic suspense film, and it hits both of those marks, where things are funny, but then you're just like, oh, like you don't feel good about laughing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah, so writing scored a 91. Moving on over to acting, we gave acting a 95.
What did each of us give it?
We both gave it 95.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Rightfully so, because honestly, everyone is amazing in this movie.
Yeah. The only one that I ended up grading, because she was the sole focus of the movie, and I don't think very many people played as big of a role in this as she did. I only ended up grading Carey Mulligan.
No, I did too. I mean, I grade a little bit for a Bo Burnham, just because for what his role is, I feel he does a very, very good job. I don't think I've ever seen him in an acting role. I've only seen him behind the camera.
Yeah.
Because he wrote and directed 8th Grade. And yeah, he's a good actor. I really liked his performance. But Carey Mulligan is the sole purpose to watch this movie. She is incredible. She delivers with every joke, emotional scene, just everything that she does in this movie is incredible. And I'm amazed. I don't think she was nominated for Best Actress at the Oscars, but she should have been.
Yeah, she did a really good job. So good. So I mean, technically, I graded 2 people, I used 2 in my math. I did Carey Mulligan and then extras.
Okay.
But so for my extras just covered literally everyone else.
There you go.
But everyone else did a really good job.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So it was hard being harsh on this. It was so difficult. I think I actually, like, the way that my math worked out, I gave Carey Mulligan 100, and then I gave the extras a 90.
And just met right in the middle.
Yeah, so I was just like, whatever, like, right in the center. Which, it's so well earned. Everyone did so good. They're occasionally, like, I'll have some acting issues. People like, oh, delivery, or yeah, like, my biggest issue is delivery, but I think everyone delivered their lines damn near to perfection.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everyone felt like super good. So, acting sitting in a solid 95. Moving on over to character development. This one's sitting at a 90.5.
All right.
So, this one was a bit tougher for me to give so high. Who brought this one up? You actually were the one that brought this up. You were sitting at a 95. I was sitting at an 86.
Oh, damn. I didn't know it was that high.
Yeah, but 90.5 is, I think, is a really good settling place.
No, I can absolutely agree with that.
Because I can definitely see, like, you liked her development more. Like, what did you like about it?
On a biggest thing I liked watching, I feel with her, was I'm trying to think. What's the biggest thing that I liked about it? It was kind of probably just like how like she takes this journey with like getting revenge on these people, showing to see like if they've learned their lesson. But then she talks to the actual mom of her friend, says like just give it up, Cassie. And then you see her kind of start to take a different character development role where she starts to fall in love. She's kind of pushing away from this whole revenge kind of scenario. But then something comes up and she's just back at it again, and she goes full force into it.
Dude, absolutely. The way that she did that, like, I think if you were to draw this out, it is like very plateaued until she meets Ryan, and then like starts to like sway a little bit, but is kind of on an upward incline because she's opening herself up. She's like finally ready to experience love, trusting someone, all that. So she's moving at an upward trajectory, and then once she finds out that Ryan was a bystander and let all of that shit happen, which actually I'm not even, I was going to defend, but like you can't
No, you really can't.
you can't explain away like, oh, it wasn't me that did it. You might as well have.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, but yeah, once she sees Ryan being the bystander that does nothing, it drops way down from where she was at the beginning, and then just keeps going more and more down until her eventual death.
Yep.
Which she was prepared to die.
Yeah.
And
That's true, she was.
That is also a little unsettling.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, she... so good. So freaking good. It was a really solid arc. And then, like, reverse arc once you get to that point.
Yeah.
And watching how she grows through all this, and then seeing just the fire that gets rekindled underneath her at the very end is just an incredible thing to watch. So, so good. I'm very happy with the 90.5. Moving on over to effects. So there wasn't a whole lot of stunt work in it. The biggest stunt, I would say, was when she gets suffocated.
Yeah, that was honestly really it.
Yeah, so I kind of counted cinematography in this.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of good moments in this. Like, I felt like just things that were shot.
No, I agree. Like, especially like the opening shot.
Yeah, the opening shot was pretty good.
Like the whole at the dance club. I mean, we'll get into this with the music, but the song choice was very interesting. But no, it wasn't interesting. No, it worked. But yeah.
Yeah, the scenes that kind of stood out to me were a lot of the ones where she was like, okay, when she was in the middle of the road and that dude was honking at her, and then she went and like bashed his car with the tire iron, and then she kind of walks in, the dude hauls ass, takes off, and then she's standing in the road, but it's just like panning out from where she's at. Like, I thought that was just
shot.
Such a good shot. And then when she has kind of decided to drop everything, or to kind of move on and live her life with Ryan,
Mhm.
the scene where she's in the back room or getting something prepared. I don't know exactly where she was, but the way that it was like, it kind of set up like a picture. It was just like the blank white walls with like the blue framing.
Oh yes.
It had like these blue corner pieces all like sitting in all the corners. Duh. And then it had like a weird, like a circle wall decor item, like an old Victorian look.
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of contrast from that, like how that was shot, because she was like right in front of it, and it kind of looked like the old Victorian picture that we saw earlier, where it was like the same image but just kind of like a white sculpted face looking off to the right. So I really enjoyed that.
No, that was a very good shot.
Yeah, kind of gave me, oh, what movie am I thinking of? Kind of the Grand Budapest Hotel movie.
I have never seen that actually.
Is that the big ass pink?
Yes.
Place? Yeah, kind of
Yes,
like that. Because from what I haven't seen that movie either, but from what I've seen of it, it has a lot of those kinds of scenes where it's just like a stationary camera with someone against a background.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like just how that whole thing was shot with Cassie and Ryan.
Nice.
Which I really liked.
No, as did I.
But yeah, so I ended up giving this a little bit lower. We both did. So we said this was sitting at an 87. Oh, actually, you were lower than I was. So I ended up giving it an 89. You ended up giving it an 85. So it was just slightly above average.
Yeah. And like you said, it had amazing shots, but
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of effects, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. All right, moving on over to music. We both gave this a 9.
Hell yeah, I'm so glad that we agreed on this, because this soundtrack, I usually don't say this a lot, but this soundtrack is fire. Like,
There's
yes,
a reason you don't say that a lot, because
I know.
You're friends with me.
True. This is very true. But oh my gosh, when she's it's like during the bar scene, wasn't the song "Girls Just Want to Have Fun"?
Yep.
Yeah. So
kind of a slower paced version of that, but
yeah, so that was awesome. But like, what really got me hooked was when she's walking away from the dude's house. They're playing like a slowed down version of "It's Raining Men," and like they're like showcasing all the credits and stuff. It's freaking awesome. The music in this movie is incredible.
They did a really good job. I want to look up, see who did the soundtrack for this, because they need awards.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's I Was Dreaming About Boys.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that amazing. Yeah, this soundtrack was really, really good.
Come on, Caleb, say it. You know you want to say it.
I'm not going to say it. Gosh, so good. Such a good soundtrack. Every song worked with the situation worked with what was going on.
Absolutely.
It was so good. So good. Like it's hard to explain like a good soundtrack or what a good soundtrack does for this. It just enhances an already amazing film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we said, we're putting music at a 9. Moving on over to costumes. I was a little harsher on this.
Oh goodness.
I ended up giving this an 8, and you ended up giving this a 9.
I'm trying to think why I gave it a 9. I mean, honestly, her whole outfit at the end was just like, I don't know, what's the word? Like that wig, just like was like, you know what? I appreciate what you're doing here, and I don't really know how to explain it. I'm not explaining it that well, but I really, really liked the costumes in this movie.
Yeah, the way that she changed up her outfit with each night that she went out, like the costume department did a pretty damn good job.
They did, absolutely.
And I loved the little tips and tricks that they use to kind of show what she was doing, like watching the YouTube video on how to do her makeup in a different way.
Blowjob lips is what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
And then like the way she smears it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, me too.
But costumes were pretty good. Like I think they were definitely above average. There wasn't anything except for the nurse's outfit that like popped in my mind.
No, that's fair. I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So since we round down, costumes is sitting at an 8. But we can move on to our personal score. So Rose, if you want to hit us with yours first.
Hell yeah. So, I did not expect to love this movie as much as I did. I had such a good time with this movie, even though like it's a very difficult subject matter and they handle it very well. What was her name?
Cassie.
Carrie
Mulligan.
Carrie Mulligan, amazing as Cassie, wonderful performance. Like I said, I really liked Bo Burnham as well as Ryan. Just everything floats so well in this film, and I'm really glad that it at least won one Oscar. So I'm gonna go a 92.
92. All right, I'm actually going a little bit higher. I'm actually sitting at a 94. Like you said,
Hell yeah.
I feel like this movie could have been a lot more just beating a dead horse. It could have just gone on and on, been an I hate men speech, like freaking Charlie's Angels was.
Yeah, but we don't like to talk about that movie.
No. But I think this was just so elegantly done. It had a very direct message about what the world is like today for like situations where they do have like sexual assault. It's always it's a he said she said situation always, and that's not how it should be.
No, not at all.
Like I don't think. Yeah, it's just I don't think this is how the world should be, and unfortunately that's how it is.
Yeah.
And there are things like watching this movie kind of made me sick to my stomach a little bit, because it made me realize that there's conversations I'm going to have with my daughter that I'm not necessarily going to need to have with my sons or son if I have one day. And that, like, there's just so much more issues that are going to have to be dealt with. And I can't just be like, oh, like, you're ready, you've grown up, and I trust you to be out in the world. I'm going to be, until she is, like, married and settled, and even then, I probably won't be, like, fully at ease. Like, I'm always going to be worrying about her.
Yeah.
And the situations that she's going to be in, and whether or not I don't trust men.
No. I mean, I'm still single, not even a father, and yeah, I don't trust men. They're pieces of shit.
Yeah, they are damn straight. Yeah, it invoked these raw feelings in me, like watching this, and I'm just like, I was getting upset. Like, I found myself like having these just believe her, or just that's not how you should be looking at the world. Like, that's not like having those thoughts, those feelings, and I love when a movie can make me feel those.
Yeah, no, same here.
So I ended up giving it a 94, which, averaging that out, brings us to a 93. So the final All Bros, or yeah, sorry, I don't know why I lost my train of thought there. But that concludes this breakdown. So the final All Bros letter score for Promising Young Woman is an A-.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
that makes me so happy.
It is sitting at a 90.75.
Also, it's like right on the money with an A-.
Oh yeah, well deserved.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so well deserved. I think it. So, and what ultimately ended up killing this was the effects, and I think maybe just a little bit more like cinematography tricks would have bumped this up for me a little bit more.
No, I can definitely agree with that.
But I think everything else was just so well crafted. So I think this movie is very, very deserving of its A-.
Definitely.
Which, comparing this to other A- movies that we have graded, puts it 0.5% above Soul.
Okay.
Jeez, this one's close. Let's see. 0.04. Yeah, 0.04% below Tusk.
Wow.
1% below Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
2% below both Pulp Fiction and Never Be Done.
Wow. Okay.
2% below Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Fair enough.
As well as Avengers Infinity War.
Fair.
0.3% higher than Coco. 0.1% higher than Little Women.
Wow. Okay.
0.5% higher than 1917. 2% lower than A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Okay.
2% lower than Joker.
Okay.
3% lower than Room. 0.5% higher than Us. 1% lower than How to Train Your Dragon. Hidden World.
Okay.
And 3% below War of the Planet of the Apes.
Not bad.
You know what I need to do? Like, instead of this?
So this?
I should say, like, where it's between.
Okay.
Here, let me see something, if I can even do that. Actually, let me undo that. Sort. Nope, that didn't work. What the hell? Anyway, sorry. I was trying to figure out if I could find a way to, like, now that we've have so many movies,
Yeah.
try and do, like, where it fits in the ranking of that, like, those scores.
Oh, okay. I got what you're saying here.
Yeah, so, like, say it, like, oh, in the A- movies, it's number whatever out of whatever.
Okay.
And or maybe even saying, like, oh, it's between this movie and this movie. Anyway, I'll figure out how to do that one day. But unless you have anything else to add,
No, I got nothing.
I believe that concludes this week's episode. So, if you like this episode, want to hear more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are pretty much anywhere. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and more. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube. You can also follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/theallbros, Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is @theallbros. Follow us, hit us up, like, in our DMs if you want to suggest an episode. Want to answer our question of the week when we do post those. Or if you want to join us for an episode, we would love to have anyone on. You can find links to everything that we do on our website, which is tinyurl.com/theallbros. You can also find a link to our email, which is theallbroschannel@gmail.com. And links to our merch store, which is on TeePublic. I'm working on getting everything posted. So it's just taking a lot longer than I was expecting it to. So bear with me. But anyway, next week, you guys can look forward to us breaking down The Mitchells versus the Machines, a new Netflix movie. And spoiler alert, it's a good movie. Go check it out. But until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know why.
Freaking cracky as all hell.